to privileges of the floor. We will begin with Senator Becker. You are recognized for introduction of your guest from the Majority Leader's desk.
Thank you, Madam President. Today, I rise to welcome and present a resolution to the Senate chambers, 3 extraordinary leaders from the Ecuadorian Amazon. They've traveled a long, long way to be here with us. This is a multiple-day journey from the middle of the Amazon. Juan Bay, President of the Wairani Nation. Hahira Machoa, she's Icofan of Confanye. And Nadino Calapucha of the Quechua organization Paquiru. Their communities are on the front lines, exerting their rights and resisting oil drilling to protect their territories and the rainforest that we all depend on. They've traveled thousands of miles to share an urgent message that the climate crisis knows no borders, and neither should our commitment to justice, sovereignty, and environmental protection. Last year, over 5 million Ecuadorians voted in a historic referendum to end oil drilling in Yasuni National Park, one of the most biodiverse places on Earth, and home to indigenous nations who have lived there for generations. That vote was a profound act of climate leadership. And yet the Ecuadorian government continues to defy the will of the people. New oil wells are being drilled. Indigenous lands are being violated. The rainforest is under threat. Why does this matter to us here in California? Because California has positioned ourselves as a global climate leader, but leadership also means responsibility. It means we must recognize how our choices affect frontline communities across the hemisphere. California is the #1 destination for Ecuadorian crude. Over 50% of the oil from the Amazon region comes to California. And it's worth noting that not all that crude stays here. Some of it's refined and actually sent to other states. So today's guests are not just visitors, they're defenders of a living rainforest that stores carbon, regulates global weather, and sustains life. They're here to invite us into solidarity and shared action with indigenous defenders, with the planet, and with future generations. I know we have a few colleagues who may want to share a couple words on this and acknowledge our senator who's not here, who often speaks on this issue as well. But if you could just join me in welcoming, I want to first welcome members from Amazon Watch team who are in the gallery. I want to recognize my good friend Adrian Frankel, who's here with the delegation. If you guys can all wave up there in the gallery. We'll give you a little round of applause. Thank you to the Amazon Watch delegation. And please join me again in welcoming Juan Bay from the Wairani Nation, Hahira Machoa Icofan of Confanye, and Nadino Calapucha of the Quechua organization Paquiru. Please join me in welcoming these leaders.
Senator Stern, you are recognized.
I'll just add a brief note of gratitude to you as representatives, but to your people. You have helped us in the past and have been allies in us in our fight to protect our own land. And you showed that in some of our toughest battles on ending drilling in our communities' backyards that are poisoning our people's water. You said that our justices are truly indivisible, and when we had that floor debate, Nemonte Nenquino, one of the Wairani tribal chiefs, actually lended her remarks to a floor debate that I had with a colleague of ours from Bakersfield who's not here today, And I always appreciated you, even though the lands feel so distant and life may seem so remote out there, to be standing on a red carpet here thousands of miles from home, that you see our justices as indivisible. We see it the same. And we owe you a debt now for the pollution that we've caused for you and to ourselves. I would say the senator from Bakersfield also has been raising these same issues around imports from Ecuador. And we've debated those issues that somehow that necessitates us to blindly pursue our own resources. I say that there's a smart way to do that, and I think we're actually making progress towards a smarter way to be doing that. But I would be remiss by not relaying her advocacy here a little bit today, and by simply saying that our destinies are intertwined. And what happens at the COP30 this year in Brazil will be very important, and even though you may not have leadership from the entire U.S. government, you will hear from the fourth largest economy in the whole world in California. So thank you for being here.
Senator Lamont, you are recognized.
Gracias. Bienvenidos al Capitolio. Welcome to our state capitol. We have worked to understand the impacts that we all have as it relates to energy, to our world, and certainly to California. And I have been privileged to be able to have conversations with those at COP, as has been said in other places, about the way that our worlds are intertwined, but also the lessons in history that we must all take from what happens when we use our land in different ways. So I want to thank you for coming. Quiero darles las gracias por estar aquí hoy con nosotros en el Capitolio. Sabemos que los temas en cuales nosotros trabajamos son temas de mutuo importancia, así que muchísimas gracias por estar aquí hoy.
Very good. Senator Becker, I see your mic still raised. Did you want to make a closing comment before pictures?
I thank my colleagues. They'll be here all week. I know I have meetings with many of you, and I know you join me in welcoming to these wonderful chambers. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, if you would like to take a photo after Senator Becker, we can do a group photo in the back.